Hello, I'm Crispin and welcome to Poker Room Review, your guide to live poker rooms all across the world. In each episode, we review a live poker venue, discussing the important things you need to know when planning your next poker destination. For each venue, we review a range of characteristics, including location and access, game options, service and experience, and rake and rewards. We also discuss any rules, quirks, and issues relating to each location. Today, we are in one of my all-time favorite countries, South Korea, at Paradise City Casino in Incheon. South Korea is a place everyone needs to visit at least once. Seoul is the home of the Joseon dynasty, and if you're a real history nerd, you'll also want to go down to Gyeongju, which is the capital of the Silla Kingdom in the south. However, Incheon is where the international airport is and also Paradise City. It has poker, we've played there, so let's get into it. Category 1, location and access. Incheon is where General Douglas MacArthur famously undertook his amphibious landing of American forces to turn the tide of the Korean War. While Incheon can be quite a ways from Seoul city centre, it's super convenient when it comes to Paradise City Casino, which has free shuttle buses running all day from both airport terminals and takes no more than about 15 minutes to arrive. There's also a Paradise City branded shuttle that will take you back to the airport free of charge directly from the casino complex. Paradise City is also so much more than just a casino. It has one of the most stunning, mesmerizing and elegant set of shops, restaurants and art displays of any casino complex on earth. Now, at the outset, it's important to emphasize, it's a foreigner-only casino. So while plenty of local Koreans enjoy the shops and dining and work at the casino, only foreigners, mostly Japanese and Chinese, are actually casino customers. The casino itself is something truly beautiful. It's the closest thing you'll get to feel like you're playing in a James Bond film outside of literally being in Monaco. It's clean, exquisite, quiet, and charming. You'll enjoy just being there, and there's so much to look at when just walking around. When you arrive at the casino, you'll obviously need to bring your passport and prove citizenship to be given a membership card. Now, in accessing the poker room, this is really important. The poker room is in its own area of the main gaming floor. Now, what makes this confusing is that the main gaming floor has a couple of empty poker tables sitting pointlessly next to the main casino restaurant. These are not used, and the fact that no one is there does not mean poker isn't running. Make sure you go find the actual poker room or ask someone if you're not sure. Despite that confusion, it's hard to imagine a location more ideal, being as it is right next to the airport. While accommodation at Paradise City is expensive, there are many accommodation options literally across the street, including the Best Western Hotel and GoGo, which are significantly more affordable. So with a fantasy setting, airport location, and plentiful accommodation in one of the most exotic countries in the world, for location and access, 4.5 stars. Category 2, game options. This is where things get pretty modest. Poker remains niche at Paradise City. Major tournament series such as the Asian Poker Tour do run events at Paradise City. However, outside of these times, poker is a low-key affair with usually only 3 tables running each day. The poker room opens punctually though, 7 days a week at 1:45 p.m. right through to 5:45 a.m. While higher games are on the books, while we were there, only the 1-3 and 2-5 reliably ever got up. All games are hold'em cash. The 1-3 has a $100 to $500 won equivalent, and the 2-5 is $300 to a $1,500 game. If you are just up for a quiet game of hold'em cash, there is something for you. But if you want a tournament, you need to wait for the major tournament series and check the calendars for that. Overall, the limited game variance and the lack of tournaments is definitely a drawback, but the fact that games get up every day and are reliably on time is a plus. For game options, 2 stars. 3, service and experience. The first thing that needs to be said about the experience at Paradise City is its conspicuous safety. I don't see myself as paranoid, but common dictates sense that whenever you leave the table, take your valuables with you, even if it's just to the bathroom. You don't have to worry about that at Paradise City, where honestly I felt more trusting of my belongings not being stolen than trusting myself not to simply lose them. Paradise City and South Korea generally is one of the safest places on the planet, and when I asked my fellow guests why they came to Paradise City and not another Asian destination, safety was always top of their list. Crime is exceptionally rare and respect for property extremely high. This respect bleeds into the setting. Paradise City is simply the most elegant, well-kept, clean, and best presented casino I have ever been in. Staff are almost caricatures of formality, immaculately dressed and well presented. Dealers are as humble as they are skilled, and the shuffling machines and excellent control of action keeps things ticking over well. There's a cashier's desk just for poker, so while there aren't chip runners, it's still quick to grab your chips and sit at the table, given there's only a few tables running. The bathrooms, furniture and seating are all world class. There are only two drawbacks. The first is that there is no table service, so if you want a drink or a coffee, you need to get up and find it yourself, which is thankfully all free, but not necessarily close. This bleeds into the second, which is that unusually in the world, the poker room at Paradise City lacks any side tables for drinks. This means having a drink is really awkward, and honestly, they should just bring in those side tables to make things much easier. It would be an easy win. All this also means that you need to break for food. Now, thankfully, the restaurant on site is absolutely delicious and absurdly cheap for its quality. $10 will get you a large meal. Moreover, since you can't be away from the table for too long, staff will let you order food first, and then you can come back and eat it later once it's ready for efficiency. This doesn't fully make up for the lack of table service, but truthfully speaking, I didn't want to leave the casino. They even had a person playing the harp in the courtyard. One other thing to note, the poker room is also really quiet. Indeed, that's true for the casino as a whole. The low decibels will really strike you if you're used to a party atmosphere of Western locations. But if you're a meditative introvert, it's kind of great. While the lack of table service and side tables prevents it from getting a perfect score, most casinos around the world will present themselves with glitz and glamour and high society, but really deliver something, let's say, more modest. A bit like going to a fast food restaurant with the beautiful pictures of the burgers, whetting your appetite, and then what you get is something greasy and kind of gross. Well, Paradise City is the opposite of that. It undersells itself. It truly is a gorgeous, glamorous place to be. 4. Rake and Rewards. Rake at Paradise City is unfortunately nothing impressive. It's 10% capped at around $15, although apparently it's 5% for games above 510, but none of those games got up while we were there. Beyond this, there are no bad beat jackpots, high hands, or bonuses of any kinds, nor do you accumulate player rewards points at the poker table. This is not great, of course, although South Korea is a first world country and staff are paid a decent Western salary, so the cost to run the game is a little higher. However, on top of this, dealers still accept tips. So given the higher rate, no rewards, and dealers' tips, poker at Paradise City can really bleed you dry. The one silver lining is that the membership rewards you get when you first sign up, the sign-up bonuses, are really generous for playing on the floor for free. But still, it's unfortunate that the casino doesn't offer any incentives to get more poker players to visit, because it's a really good location otherwise. For Rake and Rewards, 1.5 stars. Rules and quirks. Just like many Filipino casinos, there's no such thing as a dead small blind. If there's a small blind absent, then an additional big blind will be paid, with the button then paying the small blind the following hand. Players can chop the blinds and straddle under the gun, although there's no buying the button, and from what we could tell, players couldn't run it multiple times either. Beyond that, everything else seemed pretty standard, and there isn't anything really to trip a regular player up. Overall, I was really impressed by Paradise City in Korea, perhaps one of the most underrated locations out there. The word that really comes to mind about this place is class. Koreans do seem to take pride in their work, and their establishment. Poker is a low-key affair, but if you want a place that's just the definition of elegance and don't mind the high rake, then Paradise City is well worth a visit. If you just take the casino as a whole, you'd have to give this 4.5 or 5 stars. But given the high rake and lack of game options, we're a poker review channel, can't quite get there right now, but they could expand it in future. But today, 3.5 stars. We review new poker rooms regularly, so if you found value in this content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons because it's the only way YouTube will know that this is the case. Also, please, if you have access to any Facebook groups or poker forums, consider sharing this video because getting more views is the only way we can make more content. In the meantime, have you been to Paradise City in Incheon? If so, what did you think? Is there anything we've missed or recommendations you'd like to include? I'm sure everyone down below would appreciate it. If you want to check out more reviews, you can do so right now. Otherwise, thank you for watching and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.